Welcome to Tales and Travel Adventures. Let's visit the Caribbean. Hello, my name is Mary Beth Reidner. I am a retired librarian. In 2008, I developed a program called Tales and Travel. This is the 8th in a series of programs adapting Tales and Travel for online use by groups or individuals. There are two ways to use this program. First, you can just listen and follow along as I read the narrative that accompanies each slide. Or you or your partner can turn down the volume and use the controls to pause each screen so that you can read the narrative out loud yourself. You might also want to talk with your partner about what you are seeing or about any memories that come to mind. We're going on a cruise. Here is our fabulous ship. Get ready to relax and enjoy the next week, indulging ourselves and seeing many interesting sights. We decided to splurge and get one of the larger cabins. This monkey, made out of towels by the cabin steward, greets us as we enter our room. The bathroom is rather small, but it still serves the purpose. But the best part is the balcony. We can have our coffee and rolls every morning, looking out at the gorgeous scenery. After we've gotten settled in our room, it's time to go to the dining room to meet the people we will be eating with this week. It's easy to make friends with strangers on a cruise ship. We applaud as the waiters make their entrance, balancing lighted candles on their heads. We have a handsome young waiter for our table. We boarded our ship in Miami. Overnight, the ship sailed to Key West, Florida, which is our first stop. We have arrived at the southernmost point in the 48 contiguous states. Key West claims to be the end of the rainbow and the southern end of US Highway 1. But if you are driving north, see the picture on the right? It is the beginning of Highway 1. Key West is also home to many six-toed feral cats and roosters that roam the streets. The famous author Ernest Hemingway lived in Key West for 10 years in the 1930s. His house is now a museum. Here is the studio where Hemingway wrote several novels, including To Have and Have Not. Many of the characters in this book are based on his Key West friends. One of these friends was Joe Russell, also known as Sloppy Joe, who ran a bar of the same name. Hemingway was a regular customer at the bar. The sailfish mounted on the wall was caught by Hemingway. During the night, our ship sailed to the island of Cozumel, Mexico. Today, we will be taking a bus excursion into the interior of the Yucatan Peninsula to visit an ancient Mayan temple, Chichen Itza. We had to take a small boat called a tender from the cruise ship to the mainland. From the bus, we can see many interesting things, including this field of agave plants from which tequila is made. Before we get to Chichen Itza, let's stop at this amazing sinkhole known as Iqquil. We have to climb down 85 stone steps to see the light filtering down through curtains of vines and vegetation. Are you ready for a dip in the pool? Archaeologists have found bones and jewelry at the bottom of this deep pool. We have finally arrived at Chichen Itza. This pyramid is known as El Castillo, Spanish for the castle. It was built between the 8th and 12th centuries. Each of its 4 sides has 91 steps. Whew, it's a very hot day. Let's get back on our bus and head back to the ship. We woke this morning to find our ship docked in Jamaica. Our excursion today will take us to a plantation in the mountainous area on the east side of the island. Here we are at the great house on the top of the hill, which is now a museum. The 2 most important crops in Jamaica are sugarcane and bananas. The plantation guide is telling us about how these crops are grown and harvested. Coffee is another important agricultural product. Perhaps you have heard of Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee? Our bus then takes us to the base of Dunn's River Falls near Ocho Rios. We can take either the dry or the wet climb up the falls. The rocks can be slippery, but hikers form human chains to help each other make the 600-foot climb to the summit. How adventurous are you feeling? This morning, we awoke near Grand Cayman, the largest of the British Cayman Islands. Our excursion this morning is a water adventure. We are getting on another small boat to take us to Stingray City. Yes, those are stingrays swimming towards those people. Stingray City is a group of sandbars about 25 miles off the coast of Grand Cayman. Boatloads of tourists, supplied with snorkeling gear, can stand in 3 feet of water to observe, feed, and photograph these amazing animals. Can you imagine these 150-pound fish approaching you looking for food? They can be up to 5 feet in width. Their skin is very soft and slippery. The guide tells us that they are not dangerous when in the open water. They only sting when they are burrowed under the sand and someone steps on them. Stingrays have eyes on top of their bodies, but their mouths are on the underside. The guides have brought along food for us to give to them. Are you brave enough to try to feed them? Back on Grand Cayman, let's try to find a place to sit on 7 Mile Beach. Despite its name, this public beach is only 5.5 miles long. It is ringed with a large number of hotels, restaurants, and bars. There are many more water sports to try, such as jet skiing or parasailing. I think I will just sit in my chair in the sun and watch others enjoy these more strenuous activities. I am glad to get back to our cabin after this busy day in the sun. Our steward has left another towel creation on the bed, along with a list of more things to do. Our last day of the cruise is a relaxing day at sea. We can enjoy a dip in the shipboard swimming pool on the top deck. Or maybe these people have the best idea. A nap in a deck chair in the shade may be just what is needed. The chefs and other galley or kitchen staff have gone all out preparing a magnificent buffet for our last dinner on board. It's not only a feast for the palate, but also for the eyes. There are elaborate desserts and magnificent ice sculptures. As we enjoy one last sunset from our balcony, we are grateful to have had such a wonderful experience, creating memories in the fabulous Caribbean. There are many types of music that come from the Caribbean. Some of the most popular are reggae, salsa, and calypso. The song Yellow Bird is a calypso-style song based on a poem and music written in Haiti in the 19th century. I will play the melody on my flute, and you can sing along using the lyrics on the following two screens. You sounded great! If you want to sing the song again, just rewind the recording back a little way. If you are using this program with someone else, the next screen will make some suggestions for starting a conversation about the Caribbean. Have you ever visited the Caribbean? Have you ever gone on a cruise? What do you think of when you think of the Caribbean? Food, weather, music, water sports. Anything else? This is a free word search puzzle that you can find online. If you are artistically inclined, you might enjoy finding free coloring pages online. Try doing a Google search with terms such as free coloring pages, Caribbean. Then copy and paste an image into a word processing document and print it. Thank you for visiting the Caribbean with me. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to contact me at my email address. I would appreciate it if you would take a moment to fill out a brief survey about the value of this program. This work can be freely used under this Creative Commons license. Thank you again for coming with me to the Caribbean, and have a wonderful day.